Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Life Interrupts Us, the podcast. I am your storyteller, Stephen Wayne, and as much as that sounds rehearsed, it is not. But today, I'm being joined by my longtime sister and dear friend, Ehmandah. She is a Renaissance woman.
I like that.
She is, and I've never heard anybody attribute that to women. I've always said, oh, he's a Renaissance man. You are indeed a Renaissance woman.
I like that.
If I were to list all of her skills and her giftedness, the tape would run out. However, I will say that she is a phenomenal singer, phenomenal musician. She's a phenomenal pastor, and a whole bunch of other stuff, but more importantly, she's a great innovator and motivator of getting up and getting after life. And who better to have with me today with season 3 of Redeem the Time than the person who's one of the best at it. One of the best that I've seen at taking every opportunity. So welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, man. Glad to be here.
So I always start each episode with a story.
Okay.
And I actually talked about the story I'm going to share is something I've talked about in other episodes in last season, or maybe for the season 1, but it's more apropos now because you're here.
I like that word. Say it again.
Apropos.
Oh.
So one of the reasons why, and you didn't know this, but you'll know when I get done saying this. One of the reasons why Life Interrupts Us exists is because you inspired it. We would sit down and have all types of couch and table conversations about life and love and relationships and friendships and other stuff. And you would always say, Steve, you need a podcast. You need a podcast. And I'd be like, yeah. I was, at the time, I was more still focused on my music. And then in 2019, when I put that album out, a lot of people don't know, I had a whole plan for that album for the following year. 2020 was supposed to be my year.
But it was a year.
It was a year.
Oh my God.
That's all it was a year.
Man.
Matter of fact, some would say it was the year.
Jeez.
But me starting this was in part to all of your encouragement with a lot of our roundtables, a lot of our discussions. It seemed like everywhere we were, we could be at a restaurant, we could be on a staff retreat, we could be at your house hanging out after church, whatever. We found ourselves in great dialogue about many things, and you would always throw that out. And I want you to know that it did not fall on deaf ears. It's just at the time I felt like, I don't need to do no podcast. I got group therapy. I got the love party. I got all that stuff. I don't even have room for no podcast. And then 2020, where everything went away. Group therapy had already gone away. The love parties definitely went away. Singing live had gone away.
Yeah,
it was all gone. And I was left with my thoughts and the things that I had said I would do at some point. And this was one of them. I mean, I had been a guest on your podcast. And so I was like, okay, this is cool. I could do this. I love to engage in dialogue about various topics and all that stuff. But having now done it and now being on season 3, which almost didn't happen because I started to quit after season 2. I was very discouraged by the the algorithm mamba. The dance that you have to do with the algorithm and still not be successful after you've done the dance. All the things, you can check off all the boxes. And I did all of that with season 2 and was like, okay, the needle moved very little. And I was like, okay, I've got great guests on here. I'm having great topics. I'm hilarious. I know I'm funny. I'm clowning and telling stories.
Yeah.
And it's still not really moving anywhere. And then life interrupted me. And then I was like, okay, season 3, maybe we should just sell that camera and sell all this other stuff. And it's like, and Mika was like, to that too. You know, like we talked about the other stuff off camera, but she was like, no, we're not doing that. You just get yourself together, but we're not doing that. So the story is not just a specific moment, but just a series of moments where we would be together and talking. And I want you to know you were very, very, very inspirational in me doing what we're doing right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So my beanie off to you, sis, because you helped make this happen. You are a quintessential visionary. I have never met anyone other than my grandfather who could talk about a business today and start that business later on today.
I love that.
It's like,
I love that about your grandpa.
I mean, you know, and I know that you've had and you've lost and you've won, but that's all in it. But the spirit behind it, of just being fearless, it's always stuck with me about you. And so when I wasn't gonna do a theme this season. 'Cause season 1, the theme was relationships. Season 2, the theme was the journey of the creatives. And I had all kind of people on there, Grammy Award winning people and dancers and authors and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But this season, I wasn't going to do a theme. I was just going to, just do what I'm doing, just talk and have folks on and just be whatever. But I was struck by an experience that reminded me of how important it is to redeem the time. And it wasn't just one experience, but when we sat down with you at your house the last time we were there, and I said, hey, what are you doing? Are you in school? What are you doing? And you said, I'm getting an MBA. I was like, wow. And then you told me how. I was like, for those of you who don't know, she's also the research queen. If you don't know about it, she will find something about it to help you get what you need to get. It's incredible. I mean, and yes, Google is for everyone.
And before AI.
Yeah, way before AI. You were the research queen way before AI even existed. But Google was always there, but it was almost like you had this secret code, this way. It was like, I know how to access stuff on Google that you do not. It's like, how did you find all this stuff? So when you told me about the school, it stuck with me. And then off camera, I had mentioned to you that I have a plan now for my career for the next few years. Part of that also was inspired by what you said about what you're doing and how you found something that fit you. And you're like, man, I got to do it.
Yeah.
And so it was just appropriate to have you on this season, because once I just discovered, you know what, you got to redeem the time, dude. You got to redeem the time, because again, I've been, for the last 3 or 4 months, I've been in this funky place, and a dark place actually. And it was like, okay, bro, you can't stay here. You're gonna have to do something. You gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And one of the ways to get out of a dark place is to embrace the fact that we've been called to redeem the time. And we can't, time is the one thing, you can get a whole lot of stuff back. Time is the one thing you'll never be able to get back.
That's so true.
So you have to redeem what's ahead of you. And so I was like, all right, I got to get back to the podcast. That's one way of redeeming the time. And I've got to come up with a plan for my life for the next 3 years. And that will help me redeem the time.
Yeah.
So thank you for everything.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for everything. So you're here, and I want to hear, we've never talked about this, but I do want to hear what goes through your mind when you're making the moves you make, when you're like, I'm gonna do this, and then anything you said you're gonna do, you do it.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. I think it probably comes from my dad. Like you said, your grandpa. It comes from my dad. he's always been an all on 7 type of person. You knew him.
Yeah.
All on 7. And so I think I just kind of, it was born into me, right? To just go for whatever you want to go for, no matter what. You're going to find a way. And he always said I was like that when I was a kid, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I know all of your siblings, and you're the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
None of them have that like you have it.
Mm-mm.
None of them. They're very measured in a lot of the moves they make, and you just, man, you be like, I'm all in. I'm all in.
Yep.
With every time you do something, I'm all in. Has there been some detriment to that? Has it cost you?
No, I mean, with any business you start, you have to take a risk. Everything is a risk,
Sure,
right? Love is a
sure.
risk.
that's a song title.
Dating is a risk,
What's the song you used to sing? Love don't leave me no more.
Love ain't no good.
Love ain't no good.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But it's just a risk. And I think that's what I've always had in the forefront of my mind with everything that I do. It's a risk. You might lose. But do you want to live with regret?
Okay.
You remember Isaac. He's always talking about, I don't want to be old one day and not put music out and go into my garage and I have all these like boxes of CDs and things that I've created and it's never gotten out there to the world. And then you take your grandkids and say, hey, remember Grandpa made this record back in so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that, and then also because I sing at funerals a lot. I'm a funeral singer instead of a wedding singer. That's why I'm a funeral singer. I
serenade the dead.
Yes, I wear that crown. But whenever I do gravesite funerals, I'm often walking and looking down at the grave markers and everything. And I think about the people that died. I'm like, dang, did they ever live out their dreams?
That's deep.
That's
deep.
And it's often a reminder of life is short. Like you said, like we just don't know when we're going to be out of here. So you better take the risk.
In this moment, sis, I'm feeling very foolish because I'll be at the gravesite going, what happened to you? Especially when I see the younger ages.
Oh yeah.
Not the kids, but like if a person was 30 or 40, I'm like, what, did you get shot? No. What did you do?
Yeah.
I don't never think. I wonder if they did it all.
Yeah.
Wow. And they talk about the dash all the time.
Right,
like,
right.
What's most important in life is what you did with the dash. I never think about that at the cemetery. I was just at the cemetery week before last. My uncle died. And I was like, they set us up on the hill and we were sitting on top of people's.
Isn't that crazy?
And I was like, people trying to step over them. And I was like,
trying to be respectful.
Don't worry, they ain't going to say nothing. I was just like, but yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. And I just don't want to, I don't care. Everybody knows that I have a lot of skills. Well, not everybody, but y'all know now. I have a lot of skills, gifts, and I can pick and choose what I really want to do. And I'm grateful for that. However, I think that I would do myself a disservice if I did not go after the things that I want to. I wouldn't be me. I felt like I'd be like a caged bird if I didn't.
Okay. There it is. The things you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's been the thing that I have danced with for the last 4 years. What do you want to do, dude?
Yeah.
Come on. What do you want?
But I think when you experience, like you said, you were in a dark place and you experienced a lot of things in life. Like I had this period of my life where me and him weren't even talking. And
disrespectful. I didn't mention it, though she did.
But I told him it had nothing to do with him. It was just all me because I was in a dark place for a period of time. And remember, we had this conversation about, and this was when I was in a relationship, when I was dating. So he's like the go-to person when you're dating somebody or you're,
I don't want to talk to y'all no more about your dates.
Listen,
I'm done talking to people about their dates.
And we had a conversation and I was telling him about what happened. I was upset and crying. And he's like, you don't trust him. Why? You never knew you had a trust problem until it's time for you to trust. And I always remember that. You remember saying that? I always remember that. And so that sticks out in my mind when I think about everything that I've been through in that dark season and coming out of it just probably in the last few months or so. I was in a dark place where I did not know what I wanted to do. Never in life have I ever doubted myself. But in that dark place where, you've had things happen, relationships fail, businesses fail, life comes with so many changes, you start to get into this place where you're like starting to doubt who you are. Like, I don't even know who I am. I don't even know if I can even do it anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Was I ever even good at it?
Right.
It's like, when they just pat me on the back to make me feel good about myself, wasn't it? Was it real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get so lost in, I guess the collateral damage of things not working out in your life that you just kind of get in that place where you just forget who you are and your ability and your skills and what you can do. Even though people say, like, you so dope, you so great, you all that, but you're I don't know.
If you knew, if only you knew.
Right. That's what Patty said.
Right. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I guess, and see, again, I told you we weren't going to open that door, but you opened that door.
We can open it.
So I'll just say this. I understand that. I think what messed me up with our disconnect was how long you stayed gone.
Yeah.
That was weird for me. Especially with you and I, we were like partners in crime for a lot of stuff. And you would always say, no, partners in
good.
Partners in good.
Crime.
And so that more than anything, that was the thing that I struggled with the most.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about, at least, I approached you on a couple of different occasions, like, hey, because again, off camera, I said, I'm that guy. If I'm gonna come to you and say, hey, did I do something? Let me know now so I can fix it. And if you say no, then I'm like, okay, I'm left to either believe you and then go, okay, well then they tripping on their own. Or not believe you and go, nah, there's something, but they just don't want to say it.
Yeah.
And I knew it wasn't nothing. But it was so long. It was almost like it was like losing a family member. It was
like a death.
It was weird. I missed you. You're truly a sister, and we've man, these last 10 years, 12 years, we've gone through a lot. You were there when we went through loss. We were there when you went through loss.
Yeah.
All those things. And I remember, check this out. I remember we were at the Donut Man, and it had to be, I don't know.
In Glendora?
Yeah. It had to be 11 o'clock at night.
Why were we at the Donut
And you walked up to me, because everybody that knows me knows I'm not a bleeder. I don't vomit out stuff that's going on.
Right.
I just deal with it. I keep it here and I deal with it. Me and Mika deal with it, and it's whatever. And you walked up to me and you put $100 in my hand. And now I'm sure.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I'm sure that God moved you in that moment to do that. But you didn't personally know what we were going through in that moment. It was a bad time. And I was like, wow. And two things, I walked away from that moment, and we didn't talk about it. I just thanked you and hugged you and said, sis, I appreciate you. But two things. One, I said, God, you have your eyes on me still. And you thought enough about me to tell one of your other kids, hey, go bless your brother.
Wow.
And I was like, God, you're dope. And then I said, and she's dope too, because she listened. Because more of God's kids would be blessed by God's kids if more of God's kids would listen to their daddy.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't tap in to him to help other people. We don't. Very few of us say, Lord, who needs a blessing today?
Who wakes up and says that? Some people do, but majority.
Most don't. And so we're not even wired to that. So we don't even know what language he's speaking if he say, hey, go do this to that. Oh, that was just my own conscience. I don't even know that person. I ain't give it to Ain't nothing wrong
Yeah.
with them. You know, they in a Benz or they in a whatever. Ain't
Right.
nothing wrong with them. You know, you have no idea.
Yeah.
So those are things that, you know, that give texture to our relationship.
Yeah.
And I missed you tremendously. Um and lamented over you for a long time. It's like, all right, well, you know, okay.
Yeah.
She'll always be my sister. If she ever comes back, I'll be here. So like the first episode of this season, welcome back. No.
You always gotta make a joke out of something.
Yeah. But seriously, as
Yeah.
it pertains to how you have moved with your fearlessness, I have stood back and watched in awe and in fear.
You sound like my sister. She'd be
Well,
like,
well, I mean, you know, my grandfather, I'm telling you, you move so much. I knew your dad, but I didn't get to know your dad intimately to know these inner workings. I knew other intimate details about him and how he did ministry, but not how he just moved. You moved so much like my grandfather that all I remembered was it scared my grandmother to death. She would, my grandmother would keep reserves of things. Like she would keep money and not tell him she got money. Because my grandfather he'd come home, my grandfather would come home with a whole person with him.
Who is
This
this?
one of our cousins. They're gonna stay with us for a while. What?
Sound like my dad.
Like, well, yeah, I know your dad did that too. And it was like, huh? So when we were all living together in Compton, story, we were all living together in Compton, and I was 11. I think I was 11. My grandfather comes home. He's got one of our cousins with him. Hey, what's up? And I think her name is Shari or Sherry or something like that. I almost blinded her. So that's what she always reminds me when I see her. Remember when you almost put my eye out? I'm like, yes, I remember. We were playing a game and I accidentally hit her in the eye and they had to go to the emergency and it was all bad. But anyway, he said, yeah, she's going to be staying with us for a little while. I remember the look on my grandmother's face like, what? But the girl went to school. She went to Hollywood High School. We lived in Compton.
How's she gonna get to school?
What are we doing? And in my mind, I'm like, oh, so you about to go to Compton? About to be a tar babe? She's like, no. And she was ghetto. She had attitude. You know, she had some rough goings with her mom and stuff. And I go to Hollywood.
See, we in Compton now.
Okay. But my grandfather would come up with a plan all on his own, and I'm gonna execute. He would do that. He'd bring dogs home like that. He would pull dogs out the truck because my grandfather had a construction business and a used car sales business and all this other stuff.
Oh Lord!
And he would pull dogs off the truck. And you're like, Dad, where did the dog come from? Oh, I saw it on the side of the road. Just went. He was fearless, and I say that to say he would walk up. There was not a dog that he could not feel like he could walk up on, snatch by the skin, neck, and drag and put into.
Wow!
And we're like, that he brought a full-grown German Shepherd home. That dog bit me the day he brought the dang home.
It didn't bite you.
Max bit me. I was the only one Max bit. I'm thinking, Dad, the dog just bit me. I'm thinking, you're going to get rid of the dog.
Nah.
Hell no. He kept that dog until it wasn't useful to him. But the bigger point I'm making is he was fearless. And you carry that kind of fearlessness. In episode 1 of this season, I talk about not being a real extreme gambler. I take very, very calculated risks. Because I watched my grandfather take all in risk.
He's like,
and a lot of times it worked and a lot of times it didn't. So their lives were always up and down, up and down, up and down. And I was just like, that's exhausting. I just want to be. I want to be like the guy that comes home every day and he's got a nice car and he knows that his rent or his
Stable.
mortgage is paid and he know he's gonna be able to pay it next month. But the
Mm-hmm.
truth of the matter is, life interrupts us, and you don't know from one month to the next what's gonna happen.
Especially these days.
Come on, man. I was living so good last year, and my
Man.
God, I feel like when you got here, I was like, good times, scratching and surviving. It was like, what is going on?
Oh Lord, yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't mean to hijack where you were going. It made me think about, and I never thought about it until now.
Yeah.
How like-minded you and my grandfather were in the area of fearlessness,
Mm-hmm.
and it is admirable. It is admirable. I've seen you take some W's and some L's, but I've never seen you quit.
Yeah.
And that's bravo.
I remember when I told you I was going to school and you're like, I hope that you don't lose that part of you that takes risk. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I think now I'm not an extreme risk taker, but I'm a very
You ain't gonna talk about no
what's the word?
parachute.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm very much more aware. Maybe I have a broader perspective of what could and could not happen. I think maybe some years ago, I'm just thinking it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Like your grandpa. It's going to work out.
Yeah.
Period.
He was convinced.
I know me, and it's going to work out. But now I'm like, yeah, it could work out with some proper things in place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know, like you were saying, in that dark time, I was like, I can't take no risk.
Yeah. How did you come out of that?
Man, I think, you know, spending that time alone by myself was very helpful because I spent a lot of time with God, trying to figure out, like, when did this really start? Because it didn't just start around the time when you and I, you know, kind of disconnected. It didn't just start then. And I started thinking about all the way back before the pandemic, right? When life was great.
Yeah.
Remember?
You had it going on.
Nice crib, you know what
you
I'm
had it going
saying?
on.
2 cars.
You had it going
Then
on.
the pandemic hit. And then I left this beautiful home that I created. And I learned so much about me in the last few years. I left this beautiful home that I created, right? To go start and help start a women's home, right? And I think the moment I left Chino Hills, I feel like my life just went like down the drain.
Oh. Yeah.
Honestly, it did, because I removed myself from this environment that I created, that I know that I thrive in environments. That's the only way that Amanda can survive and thrive, is in certain environments that I create. So me moving from there, right, and the pandemic hit, and then I had to shut down my business.
Yeah.
Right? And I already had like a failed relationship. You knew that didn't work out like I thought it would.
Yeah.
And then when we move into the home and then living in this house with these women and caring for their kids that I knew nothing about blindly, because me, the risk taker, I'm going to move in and help start a women's home. You know, I'm just going to be there and live there and just walk out every morning and help them with their problems. Did not know. I did not calculate the risk that I was taking.
Okay.
So I had a lot of loss and grieving my business, grieving my old life. Still wanting, like, you know, you grieve your old life. You had it really good.
Yeah.
Then dealing with other friendship stuff that happened with people that I thought loved me. We talked about this before on camera, off camera. People that you thought that were your people, like, really just aren't your people. And so all of that, I think, kind of blew up. Kind of like when kids have soda cans back in the day and just turn the lid off and you think you're going to get back out there and do something. And I'm like, psh.
Perfect storm.
Yeah.
Get it. I get it.
Because I thought I could handle all these things, right? And I never took a moment to grieve. And I think that's important. Like, when you go through life changes, instead of starting something like you were talking about music, just, it will come. Just take some time to recover.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And stop trying to push it. And I think I didn't. I just was like, all right, let me go to the next thing. All right, let me do this. And then it hit me in the face like a Mack truck.
Hmm. Take some time to recover. Redeem the time to recover.
Mm-hmm.
See, that what you're saying makes so much sense as I think about my grandfather.
Mm.
He never, his bounce back was ferocious. He never took time to recalibrate.
Yeah.
I remember my grandfather bought, he bought a limousine, 2 of them.
Why?
Well, when I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
he had limousines.
Okay.
And he had a limousine business because he's entrepreneurial. So anything he bought, it was so he could run a business through it.
Amen.
And that business did fine.
Mm.
When I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
fast forward a couple of decades,
Mm-hmm.
and he bought some limousines that usually would have worked for back when I was in high school.
Oh.
He bought some old limousines, and they sat in front of the house and
Wow.
in the driveway for years. And my grandmother would talk about them all the time. Stevie, when your father gonna get this junk out of you? She was just a chirper.
Not a chirper.
And oh my God, her chirp was ferocious. And after the limousine thing, I'm gonna move to Houston. My cousin lived in Houston, him and his wife, and they had some kind of a business that was kind of like what Michael has,
Mm-hmm.
but it was for older people, for elderly. But my grandfather was an elderly. He moved into Houston so that he can be the driver for these people. And my cousin and them say, "Oh, we're gonna hook you up, and you're gonna make all kind of money." And because my cousin and his wife were hustlers, so I'm like, "Oh, okay." But my grandfather goes where the money is, so he goes to Houston.
Wow.
My grandmother is sick about it because she did not want to be in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
My mama's sick about it because my mama and my grandparents were like this.
Mm-hmm.
They saw each other every day. They talked every day. It was a mess. But it wasn't a year before he was back because that Houston thing didn't work out.
Wow.
But he was old.
Yeah.
So when he gets back from Houston, now you're living in an apartment. And you're driving a decent car, but not the nice cars he was used to driving. And now he's living off of Social Security and military semi-pension, which wasn't nothing. And I watched his zest dissipate. And it was just like, wow. Now he was still loving and caring and all that, but the man who was the risk taker who he didn't have nothing else. He didn't have nothing else to throw into the dice game. And I watched and was like, wow. And I said that to say, listening to you talk about taking moments to grieve, taking moments to process, recalibrate, calculate the risk, assess the risk.
Right.
That's good because that'll keep you from ending up like my grandfather ended up, in that at the end, he didn't have anything. And he was always a man who was about having things. I mean, my grandfather had nice diamond rings. He has a whole lot of bad suits and shoes. He could dress, always drove nice cars. But some of that stuff was tied to his ability to play and win, and then lose and win and lose and win. And it's like, man, but it was like he lost the ability to be fearless because he aged out.
Yeah.
And so listening to you say what you're saying makes me go, thank God she won't age out. She's already making some course corrections.
Yeah.
Without changing the essence of who she is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I mean, you live and you learn, right?
Or you just live.
That's true. I mean, because, when I was growing up, I had all kind of businesses, right? I was a clown.
Excuse me?
I had a clown business.
Why do I not know this? I cannot wait till this episode come out because it's going to be a big clown that's going to flash on the screen. When did I not? What?
when I was a little kid, my sister Gwen told me I always used to love to host, right? So I had like a
Okay.
play little restaurant. The kids in the neighborhood would come eat in my restaurant. So I've always been like had that entrepreneur spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but then I was a clown. I started a clown business. That didn't work out.
Wait. You can't just gloss over that. What does that even look like? How does one start a clown business?
Well, I used to work with kids when I was in school. In ROP, I had like childcare. So I
Okay.
was like a childcare teacher.
Okay.
So I love kids. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start a clown business. Let me get some little outfits and everything. Used to perform for the kids. I know it's crazy, right? It don't make no sense. I had a nose and all that, Steve.
What are we talking about?
I know.
Okay, all right. Wait. Okay, so when you say clown, I'm thinking the shoes, the wig, the nose, the makeup, all of that.
No shoes, but definitely a wig, definitely nose, definitely makeup. Yeah.
Did you have other people employed under you?
No, I was young. I was probably like a teenager, late teens. Yeah. That didn't work out though.
Oh.
I know.
You know what?
Because I love kids, so I thought that was a natural pivot.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this now.
What?
You can call this prophetic or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
I believe that even now you are destined for wealth because anybody who decides in their teenage years that they want to start a clown business,
Right, we can do parties.
what are we doing?
I
It's
know.
like, you're destined for wealth. It's coming. It's coming.
Hey, my daddy said one of these things gonna work out for you, Amanda.
Man, come on. Yes. You've been too close. You've
Man.
You're like Osiris. You've touched, you've gotten close to the sun. It's like
just almost there. Just almost. So clown business.
Wow.
Then I think I started a lingerie business.
Well, what does that look like?
Where you sell lingerie.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Did that for a little bit, and I was like, this ain't for me. And I think that's kind of all that I started with, like actually starting a business between like 18, 19, 20 something. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to teach piano.
Okay, wait. Let's go back.
Uh-huh.
So I met you in your senior year in high school.
Yeah.
Were you running the clown business then?
No.
You had already done it?
Yeah, I'd already done it. I already ditched it. It didn't last that long, Steve. You missed it.
At least you tried it. You tried it. Who else would even say that? Yeah, back in '92, I was.
Stop it.
I
was a clown.
I was doing clown work.
Right? I know. I've done it all. I've done babysitting. I was trying to have a daycare for a little bit. Like, all kind of businesses. Trying to find the right one.
Fearless.
But music did work out for me, though. Teaching lessons, right?
Yeah.
Voice lessons, piano lessons. That was a business that I really grew, which helped me to buy property. That was great. Playing in churches and all that, and funerals. And then I stepped into, the co-working space.
Yeah.
And let's pause right there, because we were heavy in our friendship around that time.
Yeah.
But I think this is where it all started. I remember I had got the lease. I got the lease in my hand. Me and my friend back then were going to sign this lease. And then my mom dies.
Yeah.
And I still signed the lease and still went on and launched a business.
You did.
And I said to myself now, Amanda, I'm like, that wasn't a good move. You should have waited.
But why? Why do you think that?
I don't think that I gave myself time to grieve because I was in the fog the whole time.
Okay.
And then you already know the story about how that all just went the way that it went.
Yeah.
But learned a lot of lessons from it. But I think we're not taught how to recalibrate when things happen.
Yeah. I think that for people like you and my grandfather, there's a voice that says failure is not an option.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way to overcome failure is to get right back up on the horse.
Keep going. Mm-hmm.
You're not going to beat me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It even goes, for you, it goes back to, at least I'm alive in the world today.
Right.
Like, you're not gonna beat me.
Mm-mm.
Some people would still be in the grave, laying down, licking their wounds. But I get that. And thinking back, wow, I didn't even think about that in that moment. I did often wonder how I would check, because we talked every day.
Right.
I would check on you about mom passing, and you'd always say, I'm good. I'm good. And I was like, okay, well, she says she's good. Is she? But there was no way to get deeper into that because you were deep into
Yeah.
210.
Mm-hmm.
That you were fully submerged.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was moving at that
Mm-hmm.
time. It was, stuff was popping off.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to skip bereavement and grief in order to dive into something that's not doing anything, and you just at home sitting.
Right.
Man,
Oh, that would have been the worst.
I need these phones to ring, But it was popping.
Yeah.
You had stuff going on. You was making real moves.
Yeah.
So it was almost like it didn't give you time. In addition to doing it, it jumped off so quick. It didn't give you time to even go, okay, I got a couple of days. I need to sit with my heart.
And never did.
Yeah.
Never thought about it.
That's tough.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's tough. Especially knowing the relationship between you and your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
It was a interesting time.
Yeah, I mean, and it was, for all intents and purposes, it was sudden. So I remember like it was yesterday. It was like, wow. I mean, I got 5 weeks with my grandfather.
Yeah.
To ride it out with him and process my heart and my feelings and all the stuff. And yes, I missed him, and to this day still miss him tremendously, but I was able to grieve while he was still alive.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. So yeah, I didn't think about how that would impact you in that moment.
I didn't think about it either. And so
she was one of my favorites.
Wasn't she sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ugh. You didn't mess my vibe up in here. Good Lord.
But I kept going.
You kept literally.
And never stopped. And I think it just caught up with me.
Yeah. You know what? I would, and again, this is crazy. I honestly, since I had I like for these conversations that when I do this podcast with guests to be as organic as possible. Some of the guests are not personal, intimate friends. They're just really good associates. So I try not to be journalistic and ask a bunch of questions because I don't like that vibe.
Yeah.
And we've been successful with just having real organic conversations with most of the people. But in this instance, when you text me and say, hey, what kind of questions should I prepare for? I'm like, I don't do questions, so don't worry about that. But I still didn't know where it would go.
Yeah.
But talking about the link between you and my grandfather now is crazy. Because again, when I think about where he ended up, you've already been there. Where he ended is where you've been for the last couple of years. With your own description of where you've been. That's where you ended. So it's exciting to know that you've bounced back from that space.
Bouncing back slowly. It's
I feel that.
Bling.
I feel that. Well, I mean, and now you're processing and analyzing the risk. So that means the moves are going to be they're going to be slow and deliberate.
Yeah.
As opposed to, let me do it. I can do it.
Tomorrow?
I don't know if you should do this. Oh, that was all the fuel I needed. It's for you to tell me you don't know if I can do it. It's done. And I was like, wow. Okay. Yeah. And you know what? I've always been a person that's always rocked with you. I've supported everything you've done. And then sometimes I'd be like, man, is she moving too fast? But I would never dare say it.
Yeah.
Because I knew it wouldn't stop you. Like, that's just her way.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna do it. You couldn't tell my grandfather he wasn't gonna snatch that dog and put it on the truck.
I'm taking this
He's
dog.
taking the dog. And it was almost impulsive. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be like he got up that morning and said, yeah, I'm gonna go to work today, and while I'm out, I'm gonna see if I can find a dog. No. Because then at that point, you can go to the pound
Yeah.
and get one that's had their shots and
Mhm.
all the stuff. You know, that's more thought out.
Lord.
So it's like you can't stop a person who's driven
Mhm.
by impulse.
Mhm.
And they have to come to a place where they go, yeah, I'm gonna have to do this a little different. It costs so much.
Yeah.
Like, man, like
You
this
just
costs
have to
a lot.
realize the power that you have, right? Which a lot of people don't have, what me and your grandpa had.
It
But
is. I believe it's a superpower.
it
I really
really
do.
is.
I really do.
But you have to know how to use your superpower, right? And when to use it.
Yeah.
You know, like, we don't need to use that right now.
I mean, if Superman didn't know how to control his vision ray, he'd burn up a whole city. You know, like, oh, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to knock your building down. I was trying to fight the villain over there. You know,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Wow, that you have given me so much to think about with this whole conversation.
Man, me too. Me too. Yeah.
And now I'm trying to, Mika has always been one who has pushed me to take more risk.
Mm.
And I just be like, man, I don't know, too much on the line.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was just me,
Mm.
and I got mouths to feed and bills and stuff, I can't be. She's like, let's do it. I'm like, let me think about it. And then I used to write a lot of stuff down.
Mhm.
I don't write down as much as I used to, but I have a digital folder that's got all kinds of visionary ideas. Because you know me, I'm also a visionary and I'm also entrepreneurial and all these things. More than not, those things have not been executed because I'll write them, I'll spend some time looking and thinking and focusing on them, and then I'll go, nah, I don't see a path for that. We'll leave it in here though. We won't delete it.
Wow.
Maybe there'll be a moment where the moment meets the mindset.
Well, where do you think that comes from? You think that's because of what you saw with your grandpa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like living in uncertainty. I don't. And the older I get, the less I like it. Now, I don't have no problem with a person saying, well, I'm living by faith. Like, okay, I think all of us are living by faith to one degree or another. But he's given us the ability to make calculated decisions and to think things through. And during the string of the Christmas experience and Passionate Fathers Awards, I missed those things. I loved doing those things, but it was easier for me to do them because I was always gambling with house money. I only spent money out of my own pocket for the first Christmas experience.
I remember you had other folks' money.
And yeah, I mean, and granted, it could be said, I spent money out of my own pocket for the first one. I planted my first seeds, but I saw for what I wanted it to become, I wasn't going to be able to keep doing it that way. I needed something greater.
Yeah.
And the moment was met.
Yeah.
With the method. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And then we rode a wave for a long time until that wave was done. COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even this year, I had talked in January about bringing the Passionate Fathers Awards back this year. And I even went and put an application fee on a venue over here.
Really?
And then they said, oh, well, we don't have, we're not going to be open Father's Day weekend. None of our recreational centers in the Eastvale community are going to be open. We use that weekend as some kind of thing that they do for their staff across the city. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, what are my options? Well, you can do the week before. I was like, okay. It's like, that's not Father's Day, though. That's not the same. Nobody would celebrate Mother's Day the week before. So I did the application, paid the $60. And then Mika was like, all right, well, what are you going to do? And then how are you going to do it? How are we going to fund this?
Mm-hmm.
And because when I say it's been tight, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I'm not going to gamble with our money. What I'll do is I'll secure the place, because I didn't have to pay for it right away.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had time that you could, if you paid for it, you had a large gap that you could cancel and get your money back.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, so there's the insurance there. But what I'll do is I'll wait until Sablatha gets a contract, and that way we'll solidify it.
Mm-hmm.
That way I'm not playing with my money, I'm playing with house money.
Right.
Well, that never came. To this point, Sablatha has not gotten any contracts this year. And unless God do something different, it doesn't look like we will get any this year based on the felonies in the White House.
Wow.
So I'm like, wow, okay, no. And so I thought about it. I was like, well, you can still do it. I went back and looked at all the spreadsheets from the years past. And,
yeah.
Because we've made money with all of the ventures.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. And we paid everybody all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. All right, let's see if we could do it. I'm like, dude, you're stepping into gamble territory. You're stepping into high risk. What happens if this and that and that? And it's like, man, I'm not built for that. I'm built for very, very calculated risk.
Wow.
And I'm not fearless. I'm fearless in other areas, but I'm not fearless with that. I'm like, man, I remember the look on my grandmother's face often when he would come home with a limousine or another car or something that cost money.
What are we doing?
And she would give him the blues. Now, Mika has never been that person. She would never give me the blues. She would encourage me, but I would be giving myself the blues.
Yeah.
I can't live like that. I was like, but I admire those of you who can.
But I mean, give yourself some credit. Like, you have an amazing gift to really build relationships and cultivate relationships with people where they see your vision and want to invest in your vision. So I think you're missing that part about you. And that maybe it may not be this year, but you can definitely happen next year. So you haven't like flexed that muscle in a long time. But before, look at times past. You've always had people to sponsor your events.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Like, how did you pull this off? How did you like my dad? Who gave you $5,000, $10,000? Who did that?
Right. And see, again, cultivate. You use the word cultivate. And I have not been in a cultivating space for years now. And I don't know that that's tied to COVID or if that's tied to people just disappearing or people turning on you and me going, okay, I'm done with all y'all. I don't even want to be bothered with people. And in this dark space that I have been in, I didn't want to be bothered with nobody.
Yeah, I get that.
Just like, I'm just here. I'll come out every now and then, and then go right back. Like, all right. It's like I talked about how that space felt like a coma. When you're in a coma, you're resting. But you don't really want to be in a coma, do you?
Who wants to be in a coma?
Yeah, right. You ask 10 people, how many of you would sign up for a coma? I don't think anybody's going.
Right. Nobody wants to do that.
No.
Yeah.
But it is rest.
Yeah.
But it's, sometimes it's induced because they need to do it so that you can heal. And sometimes it's induced because your body just says, all right, I'm shutting down now. I've had too much trauma. And
your nervous system is dysregulated.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I got to come out of this coma because it gets comfortable. That rest gets really comfortable. Like, oh, I found a way to function in it.
Yeah.
I still go to work. I still do this. I still do my daily tasks, but it tears away at the essence of who you are. For
Mhm.
you, it's fearlessness.
Mhm.
And that coma, that darkness can tear away at that and make you not be fearless. For me,
Mhm.
it's engaging, and it could make me not be engaging. Like, I don't, I
I'm
don't,
good.
I don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah, I understand that too.
So yeah, I
But you gotta fight your way through it. It's like you said, a
yeah,
coma. Let's look at it as a cocoon. Let's use a cocoon,
okay,
right? And when a caterpillar is inside of a cocoon, and you start seeing all the movement, and we want to just like help it out, just tear the little piece off so it can get out. No, no,
no,
no. Just let it take its time. So
it's
I
got it.
think that's where we are right now in the season of our life. Is like we got some movement and we're moving
Yeah,
inside of it in this cocoon. Eventually we will come out. But it's important. At least we know we're very self-aware, right, of where we are in this journey and take little steps to get out,
yeah,
to engage.
yeah. I mean, we text a couple of weeks, about 3 weeks ago. You and I
Hmm.
had a text exchange, and the tone of the text was the same on both sides. It's like we
What is going on with that?
scratching and surviving. It was like, and you already know me and Mika watch Good Times every night,
Hmm.
every single night. Like there's not a night that goes by that I don't put Good Times on.
Mm.
It's the thing we go to sleep to.
Wow.
We put it on. I can't tell you that I've ever gotten through an entire episode before I fall asleep,
Mm.
but we watch it every night, and I laugh about it. So many lessons in it, and I'm like, yeah, scratching and surviving. Good times.
Right. I mean, so since you watch it every night, then you can speak from the lesson. So what's the lesson in all of this while we trying to get
Okay,
out?
and you know what? I'm glad you asked me that. And it's disappointing to answer it, but not.
Okay.
The lesson is keep going,
Mm.
because in the final episode of season 6,
I don't even know if I've seen the final episode.
they made it out.
Mm.
All of them. The thing that's disappointing is they didn't show us nothing about them after that. So we got to see them
Mm.
get ready to leave,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't get to see them land in the new place. And of course, for me, that's like, yeah, y'all didn't want to show us that.
Right. Of
Y'all
course
didn't
not.
want to show us the people making it after all that scratching and surviving,
Mm-hmm.
hanging in a child line,
Right.
you all of that, but they made it out.
Yeah.
But they kept going, and it did not change who they were. They matured. Good Times was 6 seasons, so in the journey of the characters, we got to see all of them mature
Mm-hmm.
and grow up. But the essence of who they all were was the same from the first episode of season 1 to the last episode of season 6.
Mm.
But they kept going, and it was like fortitude, persistence,
Yeah.
redeem the time. They
Mm-hmm.
kept going. I mean, they had a lot of ups and downs. There was a time when, interesting, there was a time in season 5 where JJ had it going on, but they never showed that. They just talked about it,
Mm.
where he had this season where he was really balling out. He was working as a big ad exec,
Oh, that's
but they never
right.
showed episodes of that. They only showed 1 or 2 episodes of that.
Mm.
It was like, wow. Spent more episodes showing him unemployed
Wow.
or working with the chicken people or the cow people
Mhm.
with the hat. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
But he never stopped being JJ.
Yeah.
And so that, for me, that's the lesson. Every night I don't look at, because my sister-in-law, Mika's brother's wife, said, I can't stand Good Times. And I couldn't stand James, because she said
Oh,
Good
man.
Times just reminds me of how terrible things were and how depressed. And she just went down the line. I was like, oh man. I said, come on. But they never stopped being who they were.
Yeah.
And they made it out. Even Walona.
Mhm.
They all made it out
Yeah.
in episode 22 2 of season 6. They all made it out. It was like, or 24. It's like, oh my God, even Walona made it out. They all made it out.
Yeah.
It's like, so that I don't know that I watch it for that, because I already know the end of that story.
Of course.
But Good Times ties me directly to my childhood. I spent a lot of time watching Good Times and Three Stooges and that kind of stuff. And I was the only child, so I had to entertain myself a lot.
Yeah.
Good Times was my main go-to. More than What's Happening, and some of the other shows that were around that time, The Jeffersons, Good Times was my show. And not that I could relate. The other thing about Good Times, there was a father always present. And I didn't have one. But I had a grandfather who was a father by proxy, who would work and would do all that he had to do to make sure his family was taken care of. Now that he would do. Even in the failures, he was still bring it home. He was still, I'm gonna make sure that my household is taken care of. So, when I watch Good Times, I laugh at episodes like I've never seen them before.
Really?
Because there's stuff that I missed. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed that. It was like all these years. But I'm just trying to keep it light.
Yeah.
Because for me, Good Times is not a darkness. It's light. It's funny. It's, I know the end of their story, even though they go through a whole lot. JJ gets shot, and they go through a whole lot, but they make it. And so it's like, all right, I don't want to send a message to myself that says there's no hope. And Good Times for me represents hope. Hence the name Good Times.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you preaching now. You said because you know the end of the story.
What
end. Happens at the end of the season.
I know the end.
And the same thing with us, right? When it comes down to for us being believers.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't that part. I don't worry about that. People be like, "Oh, what do you think about?" I said, "Look, I don't have any concerns about my eternal destiny.
Yeah,
none. But since he put us here, I'm trying to navigate with here and now,
man.
And Lord have mercy. It's like, okay, and I am though. Honestly, I'm constantly having to be reminded, like, hey, remember, I'm the reason you survived the last wave. It wasn't you. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
It's like we allow ourselves to be inundated by our failures, but when you had 10 failures and 12 successes, then those 12 successes were not accidental.
Yeah.
And you didn't do it alone.
Yeah. That's true.
We like I said, we had a really good year last year. That was him. And now we're struggling. And it's still him. He's still there. He's right there with us. But and it's funny, we're struggling, but we're not. And most people see my house, they'd be like, nigga,
struggling
shut up.
Where?
They see my driveway, and they be like, I don't want to hear your mouth. And so it's like, okay, I get it. But for me, focusing on taking care of my family, it's like, oh my God, this is nerve-wracking. But I have to press pause and be like, hey, bro, look around you. Just the other day, I said to Mika, I said, baby, I just had to take a look around.
Yeah.
Things are not that bad. They're not where we'd like them to be. I think the thing that's hardest about it is when you get to taste of the next level.
Oh my God.
That's to me, that's like the worst. Like, don't give me none of that.
I'm not gonna eat that.
Don't let me taste no lobster.
Subpar.
I don't want to. I'm just gonna stay in and out. Because if this what lobster is, and then next week I can't afford it, I don't want it.
I'm not gonna eat nothing. Need some crackers to go to bed.
Right. I'm about to start eating sardines out the pack, not even the can, out the pack. I'm like I don't want no more lobster.
Oh Lord, yeah.
So
yeah.
But I admire how you've navigated. I didn't know, and I've not known all of what you've gone through over the last few years, but I also didn't consider what you'd gone through prior to that and how it impacted what you've gone through in the last few years.
Come on, group therapy.
So it's like, man, that's because I mean, when you were talking about it, I was just sitting there going, wow, that's
Even when I had the
that's a
foster
lot.
kid, remember how you were like, man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And I throw that in there too. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Like,
what are we doing? What are we what are we doing? Like a whole baby?
Brenda's got a baby. Yeah. Yeah.
How did you even get up for that with where you were?
I just felt that I was called to do it for that moment.
Yeah. Like, yeah, God, I see what you're trying to do, man.
Right.
You're gonna have to do it another way, homeboy.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you know, one thing about you is that I can vouch for is you love God.
I do.
And, you know, loving God in a genuine way for people who really serve him, it will call for you to step outside yourself. Like, yeah, I know you're struggling right now. I know you got all these hangups and stuff is raining down on you. But oh, by the way, I need you to deal with that real quick. Like, what?
What the hell?
Like, I ain't built for that right now, Lord. No, yeah, absolutely you are, because it'll be me doing it, not you.
Yeah.
I don't need you. I just need you to say yes.
Yeah.
That when you told us that, I was just like, how see again the disconnect. I was like, how have I missed all of this? Because for me, I felt like there were things that I'm sure you've gone through that we should have been there for, so that we could stand with you, so that we could hold you up, so that we could. And it was like, it had to be really low. I don't care about all them other people that you call friends. Whatever, whoever they are, all I know is that what my wife and I have been in your life over the last decade and a half. It was like these last few years we've missed some things. It was like, you did what? A foster child. Like, what are we doing? Why I not know that?
And it wasn't for money, okay?
Clearly.
No. Yeah, it's just it's interesting. Life is very interesting how you go through things and you just really don't know how you're going to react or respond, right? Oh yeah, no problem. Until it happens, I'm like you said, you feel like you're in that coma or cocoon. You're like, let me go back in here. This is where I can't.
Safe.
I need to be here.
I feel safe in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've already broken the seal on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to even be in there no more.
I feel that.
It's like, I don't want to be here. You know, I think the other thing is the people around you, the people who love you the most, the people who rock with you, they don't get the best version of you when you're there.
True.
No matter how much you try to get up for them, it's not the best version. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be here anymore. This place sucks. And it's gonna call for me to make an executive decision. It's like, you literally have to decide. I'm getting out of here. Ain't nobody gonna break you out of jail. Ain't nobody gonna post bail. Nothing. You gotta, on your own recognizance, you have to say, I've had enough of this. And I said, I've had enough.
Yeah.
I've been here before, so I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. And it's like, okay, no, I've had enough. Because, you know, when you start sleeping till 11 and 12, you're doing too much. It's like, there's too much things, too much life to be addressed, too many things to be dealt with. Why are you still in the bed?
That's true.
And I ain't gonna lie, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I can get some good sleep.
Well, what time you going to bed though?
10.
Dang, that's a lot of sleep.
that's depression sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's either that or you stay up all the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock. Maybe 11 if I just
Wow.
had some things that, I had to take care of. But I was like, all right, bro, enough of this. Get up.
Yeah.
You've had enough of this. It's
Yeah.
time for you to get up. So,
And that's amazing that, that you were able to will yourself back up to do it. 'Cause I had never been in that situation. This is my first experience going through that.
I don't think you've ever moved slow enough for it to catch you.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's never been able to catch you. It wanted to catch you several
Right.
times. I know your journey, so I know things you've
It's
been
like
through.
the Grim Reaper, huh? He's just back there.
Like, God, dog,
Almost got her,
Dang,
right?
she fast. It's like, God, dog. Somebody go get her.
Right.
yeah, one of you, catch up to her.
Yeah, you're right.
You
I didn't
like,
slow down. Yeah, I
you
was
move with a second. Like,
pivoting, huh?
yeah, it's like, man, me, I'll be like, I'm just gonna sit there for a minute. And then 3 hours later, like, oh Lord. But you, I could see it. You move fast. You're like, on to the next. I'm out. So it hasn't been able to catch you. And so sis, all of that is making so much sense. It's making so much sense.
It caught me.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And I often, think about all the conversations, because even with group therapy, I'll be like, come on, you gotta do it. Because, you have so much wisdom and knowledge and very insightful. So even these last couple of years, I've thought about things that you've said. And, I even had a therapy session with a therapist, and she's like, it's okay for you to miss your old life, but you also should honor your journey and see where you are now and move forward. And because if you stay there in that we're missing your life and how things used to be and all that, you'll never move forward.
You'll just be stuck there.
Yeah.
Stuck in regret.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, understanding now how it caught up to you, from a mathematical perspective.
There's always calculations over here,
Right.
everything.
You've been disconnected for better of 4 years. You've been in a place for that long.
Yeah.
I have been in the same places for 4 years or more, just not all at one time. Because I've been here before several times. And in looking back over my life, it's like, I remember saying, I don't want to be here no more. I don't like it here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. But life, so apropos, life interrupts us so rudely that there's no promise that you won't be here again. However, you have ammunition to look up and go, oh, I'm here, but I know what to do. So we're going to shorten this visit because I know what to do. I recognize it.
Yeah.
And so, but over the course of many, many years, I've gone through these spaces where it's just like, man, but you had a crash course. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I would want that over. give me a 2 or 3 or 4 months and let me come out. Like 3 or 4 years. That's a long time to be in that bubble. It's like, God, dog. Because life changes so rapidly. And then when you think about your connections to other people, all those dynamics can change over the course of that time. And it's like, wow, I've been gone a long time.
Right.
It's like, what year is it?
For real.
Like,
Yeah.
who's the president right now? So, yeah, I'm glad that you have been able to analyze how you got there, what got you there, and the fact that you were there. And then now you're So let me break out of here.
Have to.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. I think that when you when you told me that you found a MBA program that was designed the way it is, I was like, oh, she back. Because who would
Yeah.
even find that? It's like
Research
you would
queen.
find that. It was like, yeah,
Yeah.
she got it. She back. She'll be all right.
Yeah, for real, honestly. And I haven't launched anything. Like when I closed my business down, when I went and did work at the house, I haven't launched nothing. Everybody's like, what you gonna do now? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you know that's not like me to not launch
No.
something.
Do you think that okay, no, it's a double question. Do you think that you will launch something?
I do.
Okay. So then do you think that this might become your new way of approaching launches? Because like you've talked about, you know, calculating the risk and all that kind of stuff. Or do you think that you're going to get, or do you want to get back to running and gunning?
In a new way.
Okay.
I think I've created a new work rhythm for me. Not about the hustle anymore. That's over. I've learned, like you said, in my recalibration to learn how to rest and still be all in and be ambitious, but also still take care of myself. And I think I didn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've incorporated self-care into your process and that's good.
Yeah.
That's
But
good.
I'm still gonna take a risk though. I think don't think it's not there.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you don't lose your superpower.
I just haven't slid all of it on 7 yet, but it's there. I got some stuff brewing.
Okay, so then with that said, and I may have shared this with you a long time ago. Before my grandfather died,
Mm-hmm.
you know, my grandmother died a year earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And when she died, my grandfather immediately started inquiring about meeting people.
I remember you
Right?
telling me that. Yes.
So Miss Dale, calls me one day and says, Steve, hey, I'm over here at Nordstrom's, and and I'm like, why is she whispering? Your grandfather's here. Okay. He liked to shop at Nordstrom's.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, is he shopping? Or is he buying some cologne with it? Did you say hello to him? She said, no, he's just sitting there on the bench. It's okay. What's his demeanor like? Does he seem sad or say no? He looks very peaceful, and I don't know. I'm concerned. Should I go up and talk to him? I said, well, you certainly should go up and say hello.
Yeah.
He will know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but what do you think? Why do you think he's here? I said, I don't know.
Hmm.
So then I didn't investigate that. I didn't ask him about that. But afterwards, he started talking more and more about going on dates. And I'm like, my grandfather was 93 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh. You know, at first glance, I thought that he was at Nordstrom's reminiscing.
Okay.
Because he and my grandmother used to shop at Nordstrom's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That was her favorite store.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking he's there lamenting. But then I remembered something. My grandfather loved my grandmother.
Uh-huh.
But when she died,
Uh-huh.
the burden was taken away. My grandmother was a lot. She was a lot. Shout out to the great Henrietta. She was a lot. And so I was like, oh, my grandfather was at Nordstrom's because perhaps in the many times that they shopped there, he may have seen someone that he said to himself, if I was ever single, or he was there because he knew that's where they parlayed. And he was trying to catch the sights. Because I'm telling you, from the time my grandmother died till the time he died, all he talked about was going out on dates. And the day he went into the hospital, I had set him up on a date.
Really?
And he didn't get to go on that date.
Oh,
Because
wow.
he ended up in the hospital. And 5 weeks later, he was gone.
Mm.
But I was like, okay, he's got his zest back.
Mm-hmm.
No, he didn't go open no more businesses.
Yeah.
But he had started talking about it. He started
It's in there, huh?
he had started talking. I was like, no, dad, we can't do no more construction. We can't do none of that. But it was coming back to him at the very end. And I was like, okay, all right, he all right.
Yeah.
He all right. So for me, for you, it's like, okay, the zest is still there.
Yeah.
He's just retooling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's good to know that you got, a good grasp on where you're headed and how you're going to get there and all of that. That's good.
I'm happy about that. And I'm also equally happy too that, our relationship wasn't lost in the sauce. You know what I mean?
Real close.
Oh, was that close?
You was close.
Well, I know you.
No, you hadn't. Well, no, you know what? Honestly, you hadn't done anything to me.
It's different if I did.
Yeah, people who've done something to me.
Streets, you done.
I'm done.
He's done, y'all.
Yeah, I can't even. Yeah.
No.
But no, I just sat back, said okay.
Yeah, and I think that's the beautiful thing about our relationship that we've had, because we're beyond friends, we're family.
Yeah.
But I think as we both have grown and matured and gone through things, we've learned how to give each other space and grace, and I still felt welcome back. You know what I mean? When you're
absolutely.
like, instead of, because with some people they be like, whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm too real for that.
Yeah, I know that.
Because for me, I'm the guy that if it ain't right, you can't call me and be like, hey, I want to come by. You want to come talk? You want to come discuss the stuff?
It's that facial expression right there.
Like, cause if you don't want to do that, then no, I don't, no, we don't need to do that. But there was, again, I knew for certain there was nothing between us.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I hated it though, sis. I hated that wherever you were, had you in such a way that we couldn't still be us.
Yeah.
I hated that. Because I'm a person who loves to be there for his people.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel a sense of usefulness and purpose when I'm there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do get miffed with people who just call just because they need me to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't call for nothing else?
Mm.
When's the last time you called and say, hey, how you doing? Hey, man. No. I be looking at the phone like, oh, no, I'm not even about to answer this right now.
Right.
But that's never been you.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you've gone through, for me not to be there with you, because you know me, I get. Are we fighting? Who we fighting?
I don't know.
Who I need to go check, because that's just how I'm built.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there's a capital L on my chest. Loyalty means everything. So, and loyalty and love, it means everything. And if I'm gonna do a shirt that says loyalty and love, I like that.
Dope, yeah.
Yeah. So, not being able to give you that was miserable, and still not knowing all that you've gone through.
Yeah.
You share some things with Mika, and she shares some things with me, and I'm like, what? But not be in a space where I can put my Nikes on and be like, all right, well, I'm about to go over there because somebody need to get slapped.
Somebody need their tail.
Because I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what I always used to say, I don't mind being the bad guy.
That is true about you.
Until I'm used as the bad guy.
Mm.
It's like, no, don't make me your pit bull.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I got enough dog that will come on its own. You ain't got to like, I'm gonna stick my dog on you. Like, no. Just know if you get messed with, your dog is coming.
Right.
But I hated that I couldn't be there for you in that capacity. But I get it. I get it. It makes more sense to me now than it ever did before.
The crash course, huh? It just never caught
Man.
me, huh?
I mean, man, and knowing you like I know you,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Like, wow. And knowing all that has slammed into you, it's like, and no, and not knowing all, knowing some of what has slammed into you and what was already there that was ignited by that impact.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like, you okay? Shoot. Like,
By the grace of
man,
God,
by the
man.
grace. Yeah, yeah. So
Man.
I am glad that you said yes when I sent the text out.
I'm glad I did too.
I honestly, I figured we'll talk about some things and about your innovative ways because they are innovative. But this has been quite a blessing for me. I want you to know that.
My blessing for me too.
Been quite a blessing for me. And so I say again, welcome back.
I'm back, y'all.
This is Life Interrupts Us. I am Stephen Wayne, the storyteller. This is my sister Amanda. She is the quintessential Renaissance woman. Y'all be good.